Okay, so I'm back with this guitar now that it's unboxed, and it came with a bundle. You get this little amp, which I'm not even going to connect because it's a 5-watt piece of garbage, basically. It's a Bluetooth amp that you can charge with a USB charger. It's probably good to play radio through it. That's about it, but I'm not even going to bother plugging it in. If you want, there are demos on YouTube to check this thing out, but it's a waste of time. So I'll save you that time. It also comes in the bundle with a bunch of stuff, right? You get this capo, you get a cloth, you get some strings, you get a cable, which is a decent cable, it's not a throwaway. You get a tuner, string winder, and of course some picks. You have to have picks. And the tremolo bar, right, for the guitar. And then you get also, obviously, an Allen wrench to make adjustments on the neck. When I got this thing, like I mentioned before, the strings were literally 8 inches off the fretboard. I mean, it was ridiculous. So you're going to have to make some adjustments. If you're a beginner and you're not comfortable with making adjustments on a guitar in terms of string height, some frets, that's not the guitar for you. I just did a little bit of relief on the neck. It was a bad bow and managed to get the action down. That's tolerable. It's still high, but it was tolerable. The frets on this thing, especially around here, the middle of the guitar down, are like cheese shredders. Very, very sharp. On the low E side of the fretboard. The high E side is sharp, but not as bad. But here you can actually cut your fingers if you catch them on there. Other than that, it's a cheap guitar. Look, I don't care what the reviews say on YouTube or whatever. This thing is a cheap guitar. It's in the land of slightly better than Glary's. Probably the same as a Grote in that category of quality. Nowhere's near a Donner. Nowhere's near an EART. Nowhere's near the Jet. I mean, I'm not even going to compare this thing because it's like comparing a Cadillac and a beat up. I don't even know what car I would even use in that comparison. It's just you can't compare this to a Jet guitar or like a Classic Vibe or any of the better Strat style guitars. This thing is clearly a beginner's guitar, a low-end guitar, and made very cheaply. The tuners are not as bad as you would think. They do hold tune. The neck is actually not too bad. It's a satin finish. It's not super fat. I would say it's a C-shape, regular C-shaped neck. This fretboard, they call it a dark rosewood or something rosewood. It's some synthetic wood. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely not rosewood. It's probably teakwood or something like that, I would guess. Pickups are as cheap as they come. These are ceramic pickups. This humbucker is microphonic. These are very muddy at times. The singles. The controls are ultra cheap feeling controls on this guitar. The switch, very cheap feeling. So it's a bottom feeder, right? Low end as they come, this Fesley. I got it for a deal on Temu where I think they were originally selling these for like, on Amazon they're like $149, which is ridiculous for the bundle. Temu has them anywhere from $130 to $118. They had this, less $10. And then they had some 20% off coupon, so I got it for like $98, all in, free shipping. And at that price, I'm thinking it's overpriced. I'll be honest with you. It's just not a very impressive guitar. The mono price Indios, it's another example, are better than this guitar. It's just a very, very cheap feeling, cheap sounding instrument. That's the best I can tell you guys. I'm giving you my honest opinion since I bought this with my own coin. It's not a subsidized video of any sort. Most of the Fesley videos that you see out there are all instruments that were handed to these people, so I think they're obligated a little bit to lighten it up a bit. I'm not. I'm being honest. If you're a beginner, there are plenty of better options than this to start with. Again, like I said, out of the box, sharp fret ends, string height that was ridiculously high. Those two things alone are going to cause you not to want to pick up a guitar and play it. Now, if you know what you're doing, it's not hard to lower the action. It's not hard to file down the frets. But if you're not comfortable with that, you're a student, a first-time player, whatever the case is, don't buy this guitar. Now, let's hear, I'll let you hear, I should say, what this thing sounds like. I'll play it clean first, and then we'll put on some distortion so you can hear what the humbucker sounds like distorted. Let me see here. First off, the guitar. Poplar body. Has this rounded off, neck joint, but it's, again, doesn't really help because you can't shred on this thing to begin with. As thin a block as you can possibly get in a guitar. I don't know how well you can see that block, but it is extremely thin. The plastics are all like rough around the edges. The finishing is not great. The color actually is not bad for the poplar, if it is a poplar body, and the finishing on the guitar itself is not too bad. There's not a lot of blems, but very cheap chrome or pot metal plate over the humbucker. Fesley, it says on the singles and on the humbucker. Cheap 6-saddle bridge. Has 22 frets. They're on the thinner side. Plastic nut. 2 string trees. The truss rod adjustment piece over here says bidirectional. It's not, and it feels like it's going to snap any minute. It's just extremely cheaply made. This is the Corona series of the Fesleys, made in China. Yeah, the headstock is not bad, right? I don't mind that. Yeah. So anyway, let's hear it, guys. Here's the neck pickup. Little dark. Neck in the middle. Middle pickup. Middle and bridge, the humbucker. And now it's extremely loud, this humbucker. A noticeable difference in the humbucker versus the singles. Now, that's normal to some extent to have a volume increase, but the balancing is way off. So here we go. Some single notes. And now I will put on some distortion. Whoop. some single notes. Okay, the Fesley FST100 Corona series, part of a bundle, and I got this thing off of Temu. Again, quick assessment, final assessment. Shipping was horrible. It wasn't long. It didn't take long to get it, but it was boxed very poorly, and I'm lucky that it escaped without any issues because the box was single boxed and damaged. The guitar comes with those accessories that I showed you, as well as this gig bag, which is a cheapo gig bag, right? No padding. It's got like paper in here, as you can hear. Looks like it's going to tear. It's just very cheap. You have a front pocket. It says Fesley Deluxe Edition on it, although it's a standard series guitar. You figure that out. So it does come with a gig bag. It comes with some accessories that I showed you earlier. It comes with this little lamp. You know, guys, what can I tell you? I wouldn't buy it personally if I have other options to choose at or around this price, right? Again, I think you're better off with a Squier debut. I think you're better off with a Donner, a lower end Donner. I think you're better off with a monoprice Indio. The Groats are probably around the same. This is slightly better maybe than a Glary. But other than that, there are better options on the market. So, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Hopefully you like these reviews. Until the next one, be well. See you soon. Any questions, put them in the comments. Take care, guys.